Oh, I like it when you stop by. I'm John Zidar. This is On Top and Hot, and today is March 4th. It's Tuesday. Now, if you watch my show, you know what I like to do. I like to share hot penny stocks with you. That's what I trade. I'm a day trader, and I primarily focus in on stocks under $5. And I'm always keeping my eye open for a hot penny stock, one that has potential to make us money. And I've got a stock that has definitely caught my interest that I want to share with you. This is Cizzle Brands Corporation, ticker CZZLF. Now, normally when I go looking for a hot penny stock, I'm looking at the charts first. I find a hot chart and I match it up to some hot news. Voila, hot penny stock. That isn't the case with Cizzle Brands. We do not have a hot chart. This company was established back in January of 2024. They just came on the market January of 2025, and they have been under the radar. But I think they have got mega potential to be huge, folks, and I want to share all that with you and see what you think. So Cizzle Brands Corporation, she is a company based out of Canada. She finished the day at about 24.5 cents, and she was down about 1.5% today. Now, she just moved to the OTC QB yesterday. She just got on to the middle tier of the OTC, which we like to refer to as the better tier. It's better than the pinks. Better because you get validated information on the QB. You've got to have your financials audited. You start putting out filings. Your price has to be at least a penny to be on the QB. They've got a lot of validated information. That's what all these green ticks are. We've got a validated profile, a validated transfer agent. We have got a certification because they are a foreign company. They had to meet extra criteria. They've got all that taken care of. And they've got independent directors listed here. And on the OTC market, you list them here when you're serious about uplisting. Well, they just uplisted. So I think that's probably what we were looking at. So what is Cizzle Brands about? I've got a lot of information I want to share with you, and I've got it from here and I got it from there, and I've tried to put it together to flow it through nice and easily. So we're going to start right here. Cizzle Brands is redefining health and wellness by eliminating unhealthy sugar-based products and introducing innovative solutions that elevate the game. Cizzle's commitment to excellence is driven by collaboration with the world's top coaches and athletes, ensuring rigorous testing and trial for every product. Cizzle continues to set new standards in performance and wellness. Now, the first thing I want to tell you is the information we're going to look at is a little old, and more than that, it's when they were a private company. Most of the information we're looking at is coming from their reports, their financials, but as you can see, they filed them February of this year. They came on the market in January of this year. But they are reporting for periods in 2024. We're looking at October and July. This is when they were a private company. We do not have a financial here while they've been on the public market. It hasn't come out yet, so we're waiting for it. And when I show you the information here, you're going to see why I'm excited to see the next financial. I think it is going to be super duper juicy. So we're going to dive into these, and I'm going to pull out the important stuff, but there's a lot more information here, so of course, follow behind me doing your own due diligence. It was October 7th, 2024 that the company, the original company that they did a merger with, and Cizzle Brands announced that they had entered into a definitive business combination, a merger, a reverse takeover merger, where Cizzle took over. There was a stock split involved. I'm not quite sure what size it was, but it's all done and over with, so we don't have to worry about it. We're settled at about 190 million shares. We'll get a better look at that. They tell us that the company they did the reverse takeover merger with got 1% of this company, and Cizzle owns all 99% that's left over. Jumping into the next financial. Cizzle Brands, as we said, was founded in 2024, and they came on the market in 2025. Well, they had bought some intellectual property. When they established a business in January 2024, it was 4 months later that they launched their first product called Quench. And in 3 months, they did over $2 million worth of business. In May of 2024, the company launched Quench Hydration. a sports drink designed with natural ingredients and aimed at enhancing athletic performance. Quench Hydration contains no sugar, less than 10 calories per serving, and features a mix of 6+ electrolytes, promoting effective hydration. Quench Hydration is currently available in 4 flavors, including blue raspberry, cherry lime, ooh, that sounds too good to me, rainbow swirl, and berry crush. Now we're talking. So as I said, their revenues in those first 3 months that they had that product on the market was $2 million. Of that, they got to keep $1.1 million in profits. That's like a 60% profit margin, which is really good. Their net loss was $4.5 million. Now that's not as bad as it looks. First off, it's a startup company. They had to get everything set up from the very get-go. And some of that, from what I understand, is legacy debt that had nothing to do with this company, but it is going to be taken care of. They tell us that Cizzle Brand's mission is to elevate the game in health and wellness by positioning itself at the forefront of an emerging secular shift happening in the consumer market right now. The consumers are becoming more health conscientious. We are quite aware of the type of foods we are eating and how bad they really are. How much sugar is in them, how much fat, how many preservatives. And that's what the company is trying to bank on right there. The consumers making a change in their eating habits. Sugar has become the new bad word in the world of health and wellness. Quench Hydration is a next generation sports hydration drink developed by strength coach Andy O'Brien and the team at Cizzle Brands. Quench Hydration is endorsed by world-class athletes. Now, I'm not going to go through all these names, but they've got professional athletes from the National Hockey League, from the National Basketball Association, from the Canadian Olympic Soccer Team, and the Canadian Professional Hockey Team. To date, Quench Hydration has been ordered by more than 14 hockey teams, 9 Major League Baseball teams, and 1 National Basketball team. Quench Hydration is currently available in over 1,000 points of distribution across North America, including Spot Check, Canadian Tire, Lifetime Fitness, and Source for Sports. Quench Hydration is also being distributed by a number of major distributors. Now, the neat thing about this company is they're in Canada. They have facilities and they have distribution centers in both countries, Canada and America. What I'm saying is all of these tariffs that Trump is proposing to Canada are not going to affect this company at all. There is no reason for them to have to ship products across the border. Now, the company has got 1 product on the market now. I think they just launched a second one, and they've got more coming. I do believe that Spoken Nutrition has just now been launched on the market. This is a premium line of nutritional supplements. These are being reviewed and formulated by scientists, trainers, physicians, including Andy O'Brien, Ben Greenfield, Dr. Matt Frakes, Dr. Jordan Shallow, and Dr. Andrew Weil. They also have a children's formulation for Quench. They're calling that Quenchy. They have a brand of snack products fortified with 8 to 12 grams of protein. They call these Snack Stars. They are targeting the youth snack market. And I thought this one was very interesting. Sport Pasta. Spaghetti, macaroni. This is a high protein, low glycemic sugar index pasta. There's a lot of people that stay away from white foods, your breads, your noodles, all those sort of starchy foods because of the way they break down and create sugars. Now they've got a safe pasta. Can you imagine that? What else have I got for us down here? All right, let's take a look at their financials. I've told you how much they made in their first quarter, $2 million, and they got to keep $1.1 million. But they have total assets of over $12 million and total liabilities of only 1.4. So we've got like $10 million in this brand new company in stockholder equity already. Net revenues for the period from January 10th, 2024, the date they incorporated, to July 31st was $2 million. That was for only 3 months of selling. This product line is available in both ready-to-drink and powder formats, generated robust sales within its first 3 months on the market. The company is actively pursuing growth opportunities across Canadian, U.S., and international market. How those sales broke down. The company is focused on 2 categories, and it makes total sense. What they call wholesale retail and direct-to-consumer. Wholesale retail is brick and mortar, the physical aspect of selling, and then your direct-to-consumer is your digital aspect, being online. Well, they're making most of their money in the brick and mortar business. They're doing 95% of their business in stores and 5% of their business online, which means there's a lot of room for growth here because most companies are doing most of their business these days online. And they've been focusing, as you're going to see, I got more information to share with you, they're focusing on contracts, getting it into stores. They want it in as many stores as they can possibly get it into, and they are kicking butt right now, folks. Now I've got some bonus information for you. When I was doing my due diligence and research, I stumbled upon this page, stockresearchtoday.com. They too do research and due diligence on stocks and then post it. And they've got a lot of information here that I was not able to find in any filings or any press releases. But as I was looking at some CEO interviews on videos, I did hear this information spoke about. So I want to share this with you because you may not find it anywhere either. So we've got 5 reasons here why Cizzle Brands Corporation is positioned for growth. And I'm just going to touch on to some of the important stuff here. 1, their hydration juggernaut. Quench is already flexing muscle at top-tier retailers like Sport Chek, Metro Grocery Stores, Pro Hockey Life, Canadian Tire, London Drugs, Lifetime USA, and Giant Eagle. And the list is getting bigger and bigger. Cizzle is currently stealing market share daily from competitors like Prime, proving it's got the chops to disrupt and dominate. Their revenues are kicking butt, more than I thought they were. They tell us here that Cizzle Brands is off to a fantastic start with sales surging quarter over quarter and no signs of slowing down. In just its first 2 reported quarters, the company racked up $5 million in net sales while boasting an eye-popping 60% gross margin. Proof of a lean, profit-churning machine. Folks, I haven't seen the other 2.5, 3 million. I only found 2 million, but this company found another 3 million in another quarterly report that I haven't seen. So we're up to 5 million now, which means we are on target for what they're shooting for. They tell us they want to hit 15 million in 2025 and 35 million in 2026. And they say they are on track for doing that. As the quarters roll in, brace yourself for potential double and triple digit growth that could send this stock soaring. Now they're excited because not only do they have the right name, right? Quench, a slam dunk, instantly signaling a thirst-quenching hydration game-changing drink, as well as their all-star lineup of athlete ambassadors who aren't just repping, but are also investing in this company. And that's something a lot of reps don't do. A lot of these companies get sports stars to come into the company and talk about them, but they don't invest in the company. These people are investing in the company. Now, this is what's most important, folks. We've got a drink here that is new. It's fresh. It's clean. It could disrupt the market. They tell us that consumer-packed good stocks have a stellar history of smashing the broader markets with outsized returns, and CZZLF is priced below $1 and is a screaming deal right now. Take Celsius and Monster as proof. These giants hit valuations of 20 times their revenue, delivering early investors astronomical returns exceeding 100,000%. Folks, that means for every $100 bill you would have invested in the Monster, if you'd have ran with it, you'd have got yourself $100,000 for every $100 bill you invested. That's just mind-boggling. But you're thinking to yourself, oh, I would have sold a lot earlier. I would have taken my gains. And there's nothing wrong with that. So let me give you a strategy here, folks. I think this is going to be a great long-hold company. So what I would do is I would get in. If she has a strong day and starts going parabolic, you know she's going to crash and come down. Sell 50% up at the top. Sell, take some gains, but only 50%. When the stock comes back down, as we know it's going to, buy your shares back. But now that you have more money, you can buy more shares. Hang on to them until the next big run. Sell half at the top, somewhere up there. Get some money. Wait for it to come back down. Buy your shares back, plus some more. You can keep adding shares by selling half and rebuying them back on those big bouncing days. You know she's going to have them, folks. Now, the one thing I did not mention that is important, the company is EcoSmart. They are using recyclable Tetra Pak packaging for their quench, which is that like waxy, waterproof cardboard. They're not using metal, they're not using glass, they're not using plastic. So there you go. You've got an idea of what the company is about. Let's go take a look at that stock. We're back here at the OTCmarkets.com website to get this information. We're looking at the relative volume for Cizzle Brands. Over the last 30 days, she's been averaging about 4,500 shares a day. Definitely under the radar. And today she was deep under the radar with only 1,200 shares. That was probably one purchase. Share structure for Cizzle Brands. Now we know they had a reverse stock split. Don't know what size it was, but we see we ended up with 196 million shares afterwards. The insiders own most of them. They got 103 million. We get the rest, 92 million. Not the best float in the world, but I've always said anything under 100 million isn't bad. Market cap for the company, we're currently at about 49 million. Financials, there really isn't anything over here to show you. We don't have anything on the annuals. We don't have anything on the quarterlies, but we know there's money out there. Even looking at their balance sheet, it's not been updated yet. We know there is 12 million in assets. They say we're $2,000 down. No, shareholders have over 12 million in stockholder equity. We know that they've done a little over 5 million in the first 2 quarters. And we are now into the 3rd or 4th quarter right now. So as I said at the very beginning of this video, I'm excited to see the next financial come out, which is due anytime. There's going to be some juicy numbers in there, and I think that's going to get this stock to move. Finally. Taking a look at disclosures. Well, the only disclosures we had were the ones we looked at. So let's take a look at that news. Now, they have lots of news here, and actually all of it is important. Every single one. I did have them all highlighted. So I am just going to read these to you. We're not going to dive into any of these. I am going back to February 4th. Quench Hydration strengthens its retail footprint in Western Canada with placement in 75 locations of London Drugs. Cizzle Brands Corporation becomes title sponsor of Quench for all Canadian volleyball games. The company secures distribution for Quench Hydration at Mac Ewan-owned gas stations in Ontario and Quebec. Cizzle Brands Quench Hydration is now available in all Fortino supermarkets across Ontario. Canco Petroleum begins carrying Cizzle Brands Beverage in all of its gas stations across Canada. Woo woo! Cizzle Brands expands its Western Canadian footprint with all Calgary Co-op and Fees & Brothers stores now selling Quench Hydration. Cizzle Brands Corporation graduates to the OTCQB, and Cizzle Brands adds Pro Hockey Life to the roster of Quench Hydration retailers. I also know of another deal they did with a coffee company up there. They have gotten themselves into 54 of the 3,000 stores, and it looks like they have an open door policy to get into them as well. So they are expanding very, very quickly in Canada. They are expanding in the U.S., and they are trying to go international. So the company has a lot going on right now, and I think they're going to be big. That's my personal opinion. I want you to do some more due diligence. But right now, we're going to go take a look at this chart. Though there isn't a lot to look at, we do need to look at it. Welcome to my playground. I have a lot of fun here. I do. This is Thinkorswim, my free trading platform from Schwab. We are looking at ticker CZZLF. This is Cizzle Brands Corporation. We got her opened up to a 6-month, 4-hour view. And that's the entire chart for this company, folks. There has not been a lot of trading. There's not a lot to look at. She came onto the market January 24th at 40 cents. She hit a high of 42 cents, fell down to a low of 23 cents, bounced up, hit her head on the only MA we got on the board, the 9-day MA, and went back into her downtrend. And she looks like she is still in a downtrend. Our only MA is pushing down. All of our oscillators are pushing down, and she is just hovering over that low right now. I'm thinking she's going to bounce off of that low. Now, I would like to give you some more information here, folks, but when you look at the 1-hour chart, you look at the 15-minute, you look at the 5-minute, there's really nothing more to say here. The stocks chart is in a downtrend. She hasn't jumped yet. It is a perfect opportunity to get a starter position. That means buy some of what you want. If you want 1,000 shares or $1,000, only buy 30% of what you want, because we don't know what's going to happen. It could go lower, and if you buy everything you want right now, when it goes lower, you're going to be upset. But if you only buy some of what you want right now, when she goes lower, you can actually get excited because you're buying more at a cheaper price, averaging your price down. I think this company has a lot of potential. I think they've got a hot product that could convert the market. That's what Monster did. It converted the market. And I think this drink has that possibility. But that's just my opinion. Do your own research, folks. Do your own due diligence. You may get as excited as I am. I am watching this stock very, very closely. Remember, folks, the more you know, the more you know.